Hi, my name is Mark Anthony Dubois Jr. I was born July 4th of 1986. I want to say thank you for tuning in. Today, I want to talk about something really interesting. When it gets cold out here, I try to do extra. Then I kind of realize the extra that I do really isn't needed. So what I want to say right now is, have you ever helped somebody or helped something and realized, like, not saying that they didn't want the help, but they didn't take the help and nothing that you did actually helped them. Actually, what you did made things worse. So then it makes me think, were you actually trying to help them, or were you only just trying to help yourself? It's a very interesting dilemma that I believe that that's where a lot of us get challenged, because we want to help. We're trying to help. But in reality, can you really help? Can you really actually help? Can you actually get something done for somebody? Can somebody actually be able to benefit from something that it is that you're doing? The main thing I can say behind that is, if they want it. But if they don't want it, everything that you're doing is for absolutely nothing, no reason at all. And in reality, the main thing that's going to happen is you're going to make it worse. Simple thing happened to me this morning. All the water's clearly frozen today. Now, we're going through the cold, but it's still not that cold out. It's chilly. But so all my waters are officially frozen. All my hoses, everything's frozen at this moment. So it puts me in, I got to do things a little bit differently. So I'm trying to get waters to all the animals. And everything was good. Everything was cool. I got my little axe. I can beat all the ice away from all my little buckets and stuff to make sure that the ice on top is gone and everything else is good to go. But it came to the rabbits. And I'm like, man, y'all water things are frozen. So I'm going to have to get y'all some buckets of water too. That's the only thing that really works out here really good is buckets of water. Anything with a small little hose, it'll freeze in about 15 seconds. So I try to get these rabbits some buckets of water. And I get them these buckets of water. And the first thing, it was annoying, I'm gonna tell you. The first thing that this rabbit did was he looked at that bucket. And he said, I gotta flip that. I don't know what it is in me, but I gotta flip that over. So the rabbit flips the water over. And it seems like the rabbit is like confused. So then I put it in there again and I hold it to let him like be able to realize you could drink out of this. You don't have to flip it over. So this time he go ahead and he gets himself wet. It's cold out. It's wet. They got fur. He gonna freeze, or she gonna freeze. It's gonna make your life even worse because of what it is that she's doing. So it really got to me of looking at this rabbit and saying, you clearly don't want any water, because she dipped her mouth in it. She realized, hey, there's water in here, but she looked at it and said, you know what? Nope. We just, I don't know what it is. They literally just flip it upside down. And as much as I'm trying to help, as much as I just made everything keep getting worse, as much as I had it in me of like, I'm always on this rampage and making sure especially, I don't know what it is. I'm just like, I gotta make sure everybody got water. You may not have food instantly, but you got water at all times. As much as I'm in this rampage of myself to, in reality, make my own self feel good, to make sure everybody has water, no one's drinking. No one's drinking even any water today. The colder it is, I don't know what it is. The animals are kind of the same as us. Maybe it's because we're not sweating nothing, but humans sweat, so it's weird. But the dogs, everything, just like stops drinking water when it's cold out, especially when it's like freezing temps. So I'm on a rampage trying to get stuff done for something that really doesn't even, they don't even want it. They don't even care. They're not even appreciative at all, because it's meaningless to them. Then I really got to think about that, about other things in my life that I do. Just simply seeing someone that's like in need. You know, I don't know what it is about me that I got like something written on the back of my head or my forehead or something, but if I'm at a gas station, it's like I'm the number one guy that people go to say, hey man, can you give me some money for some gas? And I don't know what it is, but I used to always say yes. But there was a time in my day that I decided to say, you know, I'm not saying yes to this no more. I'm done with this. Because it would always keep happening over and over and over and over. Like there would always be somebody there, just always somebody around. It would just keep on happening over and over. And in my mind, when I finally decided to say, you know what, I'm done with this, that's when it actually started to disappear, because I was realizing I wasn't helping them. I was helping myself, trying to make myself feel good, like I did something good. But in reality, if I'm trying to make myself feel good by doing something good, I'm actually just being evil, because I'm not doing it to actually help. I'm doing it only to help my own self. And if you're only doing things on this planet to just only help your own self, that's where I believe the toxicness has to stay and continue to be in your life. Because in reality, straight up, when I stopped worrying about that, I realized things start getting better. Because I don't know what it is. Everywhere I go, everything I used to do, people would always just like, you got the money. Even the other day, coming home I had to go to Austin to get some paperwork. And there's no homeless people, or panhandling is illegal up here at this moment. I think for the past several years. So everybody is in the city at this moment. And I'm just about to take a right. There's a guy way on the other side of the road. And I always say, just don't look at him. Just move on. And this guy looked at me. I'm looking at him, and he's like, "Oh, swing back around, man. You give me some money. Just go way out of your way, drive all the way around, get right back in all the traffic, just so that you can come back and give me some money." Who's that actually helping? That's the stuff that I question. I question a lot of these things that are going on this planet. That who is that actually helping? What is that actually doing to benefit the world? By giving, thinking that you're helping something, but in the end, you're not actually helping anything at all, but just your own self. Living in a world to just help your own self. Just get your own satisfaction from what you're doing. Your own satisfaction from spending this money to go get this. Your own satisfaction. Your own just desire of just, look at me, I feel good. Excuse me. Having to go out and put your donation in and make sure that everybody saw you give that donation. Go to the dog shelter even and try to volunteer and be like, I was here. See, write my name there. I was there. I did that. And then post it online about that's what you're doing. Going to the church and we fed the homeless this weekend. We walked the streets and we gave them some stuff. Make sure that I was in that picture. What is that actually helping? Is that actually showing compassion to one another? Or is that just showing how big of an ego you got that you need that because you're so sensitive and so soft inside? You're so frail inside. You're so insecure that you need to portray to the world that you're actually doing good when you're not actually wanting to do good. You're just doing it in hopes that it'll make you feel good. To me, that's something that I think that a lot of us should really, really think about that. Today, I got to end it kind of short. It's cold. It is cold out today, I'm going to say. I went for a nice long walk in it, which I appreciate. I like running and walking in the cold. It does something to you to just really, I don't know what it is, but because I can feel it. Like I feel like my everything. That's why I got this raspiness in the voice. Like everything is clearing out of me. It gets all the nastiness, the toxins, and the disease, and the skunk, the junk out of me. It clears me out, clears me up. Something that I'll always remember, how my dad said it. You're sick? Let's get out and go for a run when it's cold out. I don't know why for me. Someone else. I ain't no doctor. I ain't no nothing. But I ain't no nurse. I ain't no medical professional in no sort of way. But I just know for me that when I'm not feeling right, I can go for a nice walk and a nice run in the cold. And it does something about clears me out. It just gets it all out. So you don't have to deal with it. So if I get a sickness, it's like literally overnight. I go to sleep, I wake up, bam, good to go again. And it's incredible, I guess I could say, because this is the concept of sitting and doing nothing and just sitting around and sitting on a couch, on a nice warm couch, is what I believe is what gets us worse and worse. It's the thing of realizing how to actually truly help yourself, as opposed to doing this fake superficial things, the fakeness, which at the end of the day, I guess I could say is like what medicine is all about. It's kind of fake. Not all of it. I ain't no medical professional, but I don't do no medicine. I don't do no nothing. I don't take nothing, and I never have, or I have, but I never will since the past 10 years or so of my life. I just quit and gave up on it because it's meaningless. There's other things that we can do to get the help that we need. And it doesn't come down to doing something for somebody even to try to make yourself get the help that you need. The help that you need is within. And the more that you're not letting everybody know what it is that you're doing in reality to be able to get yourself that help, the more that you're actually helping yourself. The more that you have to promote to the world how you save this dog or how you save this homeless person, how you got this woman out of an abusive relationship, the more that you have to promote that to the world, the more that there's something inside of you that's really, really lacking and missing. That's what all I'd want someone to think about today. Are you actually helping, or are you only trying to help yourself? If you're actually helping, the help that you would give is not going to be more than likely what it is that you think that you need to do. Just straight up, your thoughts that come to you, how to help. It's more likely not the correct way to help someone else. That may help you, but you need a different level of help than what someone else had, than what someone else needs. Thank you. Johnny, you good, man? I saw you back there itching a second. You don't come here? That's my good boy. He was back there rolling in the dirt again. The coldness, really, I don't know what it is. It gets the dogs all excited as well. They get to running. They get to moving. They get to prancing and jumping all around. It's something that is weird. Very weird in a way. Because it's not like we've never been breeding dogs and stuff like that in the heat. But how is it that it's almost like when you bring a lot of these dogs, especially here in Texas, they dying during the summer. They can't go without AC. They're like, they need it. And it's weird. It's very weird how these dogs are. How they're not like able to adapt in a way that they're kind of getting sheltered like how we are. Me even. I'm running the heat in the house for the first time in Raleigh since I kind of really lived here. I ran it for like the first month it got cold 6 years ago. But now I got a whole different heat system that it makes sense to run it at this point because it's not going to cost me $1,000 a month. And it's definitely changed me up a little bit to make me realize like it started making me soft. So I still purposely just sit outside. I still just sit outside knowing that it's cold here, but I'm going to say this number. But in other places, y'all going to laugh at me right now. But it's like in the 30s right now, and that's cold here. I know everywhere else it's like 0 and -20 right now. That's a different level of cold. That's the cold where your nose starts to get a little frozen and everything just starts to not to work out. I know what that cold is. I grew up in that. I was in the military in that. But the cold here is cold because it's so hot. And it's weird that it's like the more we run away from like the elements, I guess I could say, the more that we're not really understanding just me, who we are and what we are. The more we're like getting too sheltered. We don't know what we're actually capable of doing. And that comes down to the concept of the help. You think you need help, but you don't. You actually know how to be able to take care of it. But we're so sheltered that we need help instantly. Anytime something goes wrong, anytime something's not right, we just instantly need to like, I need help. As opposed to just, no, you don't. You're fine. You be able to figure this out. You be able to make it happen. And to me, it's almost like the more that I realize that, that's what makes it kind of, don't take this the wrong way, but more I don't really like to so-called help people the way I used to. And today I'd rather help people the way that they really need the help. You'll figure it out. It's just lessons that for sure my dad has always taught me. You'll figure it out. You don't need me. You got it. You're out there. You're making it happen. You'll make it. You don't need to ask me for nothing. You'll be all right. And we will. We always do figure it out. It's interesting. It's interesting if not a single person gave a homeless person a sick dog in the shelter help, they would still get the help. And that's weird on how they would still get the help, but yet they would still get the help. They would still keep on going. They'll still keep surviving. Somehow it'll still keep going. The reason it's getting bigger and bigger and bigger today is because we're giving so much into it. That's something I could say about, this may be controversial to some folks, but that's why the shelter system for dogs is like exploding, because we're helping too much. It would still keep going if we didn't. But I believe the problem wouldn't be nowhere near as big if we didn't give the so-called superficial help that we're giving, but real help. The real help. The real help isn't sending a $15 check. The real help isn't going cleaning a kennel lot or two. The real help is taking for the dogs. That's the real help. The real help will say, you'll figure it out. You got it. You'll be all right. But no one wants to do the real help. We want to do the superficial things, the stuff that makes us feel good in the moment, but not actually be good. What'll make you be good is if you actually did step up and do something, as opposed to just shoving some money away to the side and saying, here you go. Y'all figure it out from now. Y'all got it right. I don't want to be a part of that. That's not helping at all. It's part of the help that I think a lot of us think we're helping, but we're not. We're actually making it worse. The more that we think we're helping. The more we keep giving into what someone is just begging. the more we're just making everything just keep getting. You good? What you got? You look like you got something tasty. Come here. Bring it here. Johnny. The first time you're going to listen. Come on. No. Yeah, go get it, but come here. I want to see what you're chewing on. All right, come here. All right, outs. Come here. I want you chewing on that. Certain things that, I don't know, it's weird. I don't care if they chew on it. I just want to know what you're chewing on. You can't just chew on whatever you want to chew on. Certain things that are just yes and certain things that are no. Now I'll verify it to say no. Johnny. Come here. Certain things that I'll say no to. It's weird that those are the things that they're just, but I need it, I want it. I'm like, no, you'll be fine. You'll be okay. I just don't want you messing with that. But a lot of these programs, a lot of these disaster assistance things are just taking from us, and they're actually not using it in a way to actually help. There's so much of this going on this planet that is just like so disturbing to me, I guess I can use the word. Because they're just playing into your emotions of like, it'll make you feel good if you did this, if you did that. And I'm telling you, it's not. And if you do get pleasure from like giving somebody $20 because they're not doing all that great right now, you're more than likely hindering them from actually getting the real help that they need. You're slowing them down because they'll figure it out. They always figure it out, especially when we're talking $20 here. Now, if you needed like $20,000 for some surgery for your son, that's a whole different situation here. Obviously, discretion. But if someone simply needs even like $100, $200, $300 here in America, giving that to them is only going to make everything it's going to keep getting worse and worse and worse. It's not going to get any better. In worst case scenario, you end up getting somebody that's dependent upon you, that is always looking at you like, oh, you gave me that before. You give it to me again, give it to me again, give it to me again. That's not really helping. That's hurting. That's just hurting. It's hurting the situation. And I see that so much with so many things on this planet today. All the way from soup kitchens to food pantries to disaster relief to dog shelters to dog rescues to elderly care, elderly help, to domestic violence assistance, to drug assistance, to all kinds of these things. They all got their hands out. Schools even today, my goodness. Public and private, especially private schools. They all got their hands out. Gimme, gimme, gimme. It'll make you feel good if you give, but you're not actually helping by doing that, straight up. Because if you were, the situation would be better. That's all that I'm going to say there. If you were actually helping, the situation would be better.